Here we are, Bowl Expo 2012 in Reno, and we have some great guests, Bill.
Yes. The First Lady I met eons ago when we were both a lot younger, if she remembers the piano bar at New York, New York.
That gets a little blurry.
Pam Buckner's birthday party. Yeah, there were a lot of blurry nights that trip. And one of my three amigos from the Kegel Training Center down in Sebring is Director of Coaching, Regional Sales Manager Lou Marquez. And everybody knows Bob Lurin, also one of the regional sales managers and coaches at the training center at Turbo. So.
Hi, Bill. How are you guys? Kenneth, how are you?
We're great.
Wonderful. Couldn't be better. We appreciate you guys coming on, taking the time. I know you're busy at the booth, so let's talk some good bowling.
Awesome.
So let's start with the products. We've heard of Turbo forever. Great grips. We kind of the colors, I think, was the first thing that really broke out the
that's the theme. We're going back to our roots. Turbo was the innovator, believe it or not, 21 years ago, the first company to introduce neon colored finger grips to the market. And obviously it's caught on, and other companies have copied, and it's really the mainstay now. So we kind of went back to our roots with innovation and color, and that's our theme here this week. We reintroduced, I should say, a couple oldies but goodies, red and blue, in our finger insert product.
Yeah, so if you need some relics, I've still got a lot of 7/8 and 29/32 from the old day.
We've also got some really new, exciting products.
These are neat, I thought.
Exactly.
Great way to inventory and keep track of them.
Yeah, we kind of went back to the roots of finger texture and finger aids, other than inserts. We went back to cork products, Teflon skin protection for inside the ball, and also thumb below kind of products, the foam products.
Yeah, and they come in little individual bags, but they're all in a strip, so it's not like they're all scattered around and, oh my God, I got to count them for inventory.
Easily dispensable, yes.
Yeah.
But this product has actually been around for over 50 years.
The product has, but
Ace Mitchell Sure Hook, still around today. It's still a trademark, and Turbo is now the licensee for these products. Corks and cushions remain a very unique and viable product. Ace Mitchell's been one of our great distributor partners. We approach them about helping them remarket and re-energize the product. I think there's younger generations of bowlers that really haven't seen the product or been exposed to it. Ace Mitchell, when they started, was a retail bowling store, and now they're in distribution. So we felt like we were better suited to kind of help them remarket, re-energize the product, and so that's what this is.
And a lot of the younger generation, they don't really know much about cork being used in a bowling ball, and that used to be what was inside of LT48s and whatnot. It felt that texture, and you have guys that are on tour still using cork. Norm Duke and fellow staffer Mileto Monticelli, those guys are using cork all the time. So it's a new feel for some of these kids. Hopefully it's something that maybe they'll take to. So.
Yeah. Now the benefit on the tape was it was interchangeable. You take it in and out. Where is the glue on the cork going to be interchangeable, or is it still one time and done?
I would suggest one-time use. Yes.
But it fills up a lot quicker than one or two pieces of tape.
Yeah, it's a little bit thicker. The thing with these products too, and anything with what we do in accessories and grips and tape and all, everybody's feel what you like and what I like may be completely different. I love finger grips. I love a particular shape. I love a particular color. But Bob, on the other hand, might like something completely different. And so these products, the corks and the cushions, and are different options for bowlers. So, and we feel like we have something for everybody.
And it's so important, Lou, you can mention that when you're teaching these people. Same thing with Bob. Very important with the fit. You got to get that good fit, especially the thumb.
Absolutely. Actually, it's funny that you say that. As far as the education portion, actually a lot of these products were part of a presentation that we did for the Emerging Concepts IPSIA education portion for HOTS. And it was actually well received that they actually went back and looked at the patent styles and looked at the innovation that created these this type of feel, but how they're still viable today. So it's a very big product of education as well, understanding the product, how it's used, and how it incorporates in today's game.
And Bob, you both you could probably mention when you're teaching guys bowling, a lot of times they may not even have tape in it. The holes, the thumb is just so big. You're wondering how they can even throw the ball.
They just squeeze harder. That's yeah. Actually, Mark Baker was like that on tour. I know he's a coach, and I'm sure he teaches differently. But when he was on tour, he never used tape. He just squeezed harder. That was his method. So nothing we would teach. But there's always an exception to the rule, right? For him, it worked.
Yeah. And we talk about emerging concepts, different ideas. I know one of the greatest pro shop tools is your little adjustment on the vacuum hose where you can get down in those little holes and get that little crud out of the bottom.
That would be Turbo Vac, Bill. The Turbo Vac for pro shop operators. Yep.
Absolutely. Great device. Like, where's it been all these years? And now going through the booth, I'm saying, I mean, how many bowlers, what's your finger size? What are your thumb sizes? Oh. And you try to look down in the hole, and they're worn out, and you can't read it anymore. So you got little cards. Puts it right on there.
That's something we provide our extreme dealer pro shops. This is called a grip ID card. It's got 3 holes. When you go into a pro shop, you can ask them for one of these cards. You put your 2 finger sizes and a thumb size on there. The reason why this really came about was the exploding popularity of consumer demos. A lot of the major ball companies, Storm, Brunswick, are doing online demos where a consumer can show up at a pro shop or a bowling center and try out all different kinds of bowling balls before they actually buy.
And show up without one.
Right, exactly. Just walk in with a pair of shoes or rent a pair of shoes at the counter. But these became popular because there's a process that the manufacturer reps go through in fitting a customer. And going from station to station, it's important that a consumer knows their insert sizes. It makes the process of going through this demo a lot easier.
Like rental shoes, I need a 9, 8.5, 9.5. So it's right there.
That's exactly what that is.
And bing, there's what I need. It's that simple. And probably a lot of the pros, when they go onto the truck, that's what I need, please.
Yeah, it's funny when the guys first came out on tour, they have to work out their own bowling balls, right? They've always been used to the guy at the pro shop doing it for them. And the guys that come out for the first time, what a mess they make of a bowling ball, I'll tell you. So, yeah, they could use these cards.
And, I mean, we've had a lot of different thumb devices, interchangeables. But I know our shop just finally, Lou knows, just went to switch grips. And so simple.
You know, Bill, it is simple. When you think about, interchanging, the feel from one ball to another, there's no better product than the switch grip. It comes in many different forms now. It's customizable. You can use moles with it. You can use oversized thumbs with it, bigger bevel, many different ways of using the product. But one of the most important things is it's the simple ease of use, the installation process, being able to take it out, putting it into another ball, being able to adjust it, things like that. It's by far the #1 interchangeable product of choice by far by most bowlers worldwide.
Now with so many bowlers using so many balls, to get that same fit, it's real quick. You might not have a ball you're using, bring 4 or 5, and the other ones, you just go to the other one, you got that fit. It's immediate. Instead it's, I got to put some more tape in, or I have too much tape, or I got something sticky in there, I left it in whatever, and you're ready to go. Boom, boom.
It's true, Ken. Now what you find is that the average player now has multiple thumb sizes to adjust for travel, flight, things like that are out of the norm. But it could be used for swelling or shrinking and things like that. But they'll get the right size every time with the right thumb insert, and that's the most important thing. Once you got the perfect feel, you got the perfect release, got the perfect timing. Nothing's complicated here.
Then I'm beating Bob Learn Jr.
Absolutely.
I was just going to say, there's nobody that would know that better than this guy who's bowled on tour, more than half his life in different environments, being dry desert climate to the hot and humid south. And
living in Erie, Pennsylvania my whole life, snow capital of the world, and then flying out to Vegas for my event. And all of a sudden, everything that felt so good at home, I couldn't get out of, right? I wish Switch Grip was around when I was on tour full time. I guarantee I would have won a few more titles, because there's always that ball that rolled so good and I couldn't get out of it. So I ended up going to, fighting with that ball, the whole time. And if you had the perfect fit going from one ball to the other, which I have now, I think that actually helped me, recently having some success on the senior tour, I'd go from ball to ball. It was just so much easier than it ever was for me.
Well, that's sort of Turbo's main mission, is to make for the bowler. You put this user stuff, the grips, you're ready to go. Then it's up to you.
Yeah, every now and then you got to put it on yourself as well. You know, you can't blame everything else. You got to take some of it, some ownership.
And a lot of businesses kind of give back to the community. So you got a big event coming up, the Collegiate Expo, which I guess kind of want to lose pet projects.
Well, actually, yeah, we talked about last year about something that we should be doing in the industry. High school bowling being, you know, the greatest thing that's been going on in bowling for, you know, the past 10 years. But there's a disconnect with those kids and college opportunities, especially NCAA. There's a lot of colleges do not fulfill all the scholarships that are available for these kids. There was just no connection. So we decided to get together and create a one-of-a-kind event, the TurboTech Collegiate Expo, a 3.5-day event where we actually spend time with these kids on their physical game, give them a lot of knowledge when it comes to lane play and ball motion, and then the last day, after we've met with the coaches, giving them full bios on every kid. We also have up to a year that they can view their videos online, see your game with Storm is involved with our event. We have a lot of sponsorship from all of the companies. Everybody's jumped on board. A lot of support. They see the benefit. And the last day, these kids get to perform in front of all the college coaches to show up. And I think it's just, it really went well last year. We expect an even greater event this year. We got more universities coming this year. So I think as we grow this, we're going to see some real great things coming out of this program. And we already have USBC trying to, I guess, not copy, but come up with a similar type event. So again, innovation, we'll come up with the ideas. If others want to follow, that's fine. We're going to come up with it. We're not going to be shy. We see things that need to happen, and we're going that direction.
Now, Lori, having top quality coaches like this and having your training center, that must give you peace of mind that you know anybody that comes up there are going to be taken care of.
It really is our jewel. It's kind of funny how the training center came about. As our business grew in the early 90s, my father actually patented the original 2-in-1 grip. Well, he's so passionate that he decided to put a pair of lanes into our manufacturing facility. I thought he was a little bit crazy. And I thought, well, how can I make a profit out of this? It can't be just, this guy bowling on these lanes. How great for him. But I thought, well, we could get some coaching. We could do private lessons. And back then, in the 96, and actually, I don't think many people know this, but Turbo was 5 months ahead of Kegel. So we were really the original first training center up there in the north, in the Midwest. But over the years, obviously, we've invested a lot more into it. We hired Lou 7 years ago now.
7 years ago.
7 years ago, we've developed a lot of great programs. Bob's been on with us for almost 2 years now. And it really is our crown jewel and our way of giving back to the sport. My father being a bowler for many, many years, it was one of his big things. He wanted to give back to bowling. He wanted whatever it was good to him, a lifelong thing for him, and he wanted to give back. And so our TurboTech, our training facility in Chesterfield, Michigan, and this program, the Collegiate Expo, is just part of that.
And Dad being Dave Barnhart. So we'll get a plug in for Dad. But Lou, you were kind of fortunate to find, because Lou had just left Kegel, and you were looking for a coach, and Lou was living right in your backyard.
Well, Lou is actually moving from Florida. We had another common friend, Richard Shockley,
absolutely,
who was down there working with Kegel at the time, and Lou's was moving back to Michigan.
Right.
And Richard knew that we had the training facility there, and Ron Hoppy had been working with us, and he had moved back, and so Richard just kind of called out of the blue and said, "Hey, what's going on with the training center?" I said, "Why? Why do you ask?" He's like, "Well, I have this great guy that would, it's moving back." And so I sat down with Lou, and I think we hired him on the spot.
It was just one of those, amazing days, and walked in, the training center was kind of closed, shut down, and like a month later, here I am, shoeing up and giving lessons. So, I can remember like it was yesterday. But one of the biggest things I think that, that the partnership between the education part of Turbo and the training center and how it affects the global community is that we're now also partnered with USBC as a regional training facility. So events like the Collegiate Expo can now grow bowling and create, a buzz for the mass community. We're able to train coaches, globally, not just throughout the Northeast, but around the world when we travel doing different events. We can also provide CEU education for the coaches that are maintaining their certification. So it helps as a processing center as well. But also part of this Collegiate Expo event, we're helping the athletes, we're helping also the parents with training in mental game studies and things like that. So we're a full boat, training facility when you think of any high level training facility in any sport worldwide.
Yeah. Now, Lou mentions travel. I don't know if you knew about how far he used to travel. Lou used to live in Newport Richey.
Used to live in Newport Richey.
And drive to Sebring and back, and that's 2-hour drive?
2 hours and 10 minutes one way.
Passionate man.
Every day.
Loves what he does.
Every day for many years.
I know whenever I'd work at Kegel, it was always the provision. I'm staying overnight. You're getting me a room.
Well, some things don't change. He still makes an hour drive into work every day and an hour back. So I don't know what it is about, not wanting to be close, but he finds his time to get away, I guess.
And it'd be the first one in the center because he'd oil the lanes, and then he'd hang around later working with Kara Honeychurch on the computer, and it was just amazing that this guy got a life at all.
I just want to share one more thing what Lou was talking about, though. Turbo and Kegel and the IRTC or the Arlington now make it possible for more individuals to get certified in coaching. Having a training center in Chesterfield, Michigan makes it a lot easier for a coach in Ohio to become certified. And I really have to applaud USBC for reaching out to facilities like Turbo and Kegel, and they're also exploring some other ones to make it more accessible for individuals to become certified, because it's in this busy world it's hard to travel all the way down to Arlington or to travel to Reno or Vegas whenever these events go on. So by regionalizing, making it more accessible for people to get involved, I think is the key, and I think USBC is on the right track there.
And so she doesn't feel slighted. One of the other training areas is going to be Karen Pullman's shop in Sandy, Utah, and I think they just commented on one opening in Japan. So.
Yep, they're coming on. They're doing more and more of that, so that's good.
Well, we appreciate you all coming on, and good luck the rest of the way. And you just got so many things, I'm sure, that we don't even know about, plans for future things.
You can always go to turbogrips.com and check us out.
And how about a phone number?
586, or no, I should give you the 1-800-530-9878.
And if they want to learn how to bowl, you got some great people.
The best. Gold and silver coaches, doesn't get much better than
Lori,
that.
Bob, Lou, we appreciate it, and we'll be talking to you.
Guys, thanks for the time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.